Hi everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. It's nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well and having a good week. As we talked about yesterday, there was a lot of dithering going on from David Sullivan in terms of Graham Potter's contract, but apparently that is all now but signed and sealed. He is on his way, if not at the time of this recording, actually in the London Stadium to conclude the deal and also to go to the training ground thereafter. So let's talk about it. But as always, guys, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor, 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of the website where you can purchase some really nice retro gear, as you can see from the icon that's up here, along with track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts made by Admiral and Umbro, so go check those out. Any purchases you make through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, as I always say, I'll be sending on to the charity Iron Supporting Food Banks. They're based in the Newham area and they're helping those in the Newham area and the Essex County and further afield for that matter, as they're currently supporting over 60, sorry, it's close to, if probably not over 80 separate food banks by the time of this recording. So guys, go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt. You'll be saving yourself a few quid in comparison to the club shop, and you'll be helping those the less fortunate than you and I. But if you want to make a donation directly to the charity, but you don't want to make an affiliate link purchase, that's perfectly fine. There is their Just Give and Fund link in the description. So £1, £2, £5, whatever you can afford, guys. Believe me, every penny helps. So let's talk about it. Not just Graham Potter and what he can be for West Ham, but also Graham Potter as the player and also his history as a manager and what he could be bringing to West Ham. Now, apparently it appears that he has signed a 6-month deal with an option of a 2-year extension, subject to, at the time of this recording, undisclosed targets. So as we kind of half mentioned in the video yesterday, that could be depending on what, you know, if we have a relatively decent cup run, or that could be if we finish in the top half of the table, yada yada yada. Because we're still not that far away from it, guys. We're really not. But I do want to say something I didn't talk about yesterday, because I wanted to save it for this video. The club have been absolutely fucking shameful with how they've dealt with this. Not just sneaking behind J-Lo's back, not just that, but just leaking it to the press. Guys, I know this happens all the time, right? You know, we live in a world where everybody wants to be first with the information, yada yada yada, right? But when it comes to somebody's job, you have to show some decorum and some respect. Don't go blabbing it to the papers left, right, and centre that you're doing this, you're doing that, before the person even knows that they're losing their job. Do you know what I mean? I really, really don't like it. You know, Julian Lopetegui's had a lot to deal with, as we know, since becoming West Ham manager. He's had a lot of crap to deal with internally as well as externally, and as we know, he lost his dad in the last few months, so it's really difficult for him to focus properly. So some decorum needs to be taken. Having said that, I do think this is the right decision. Maybe not at the right time, but it's not been handled properly at all. Really, really hasn't. Now, apparently the decision was taken to look for a managerial replacement after the Liverpool game, which I can understand. I mean, it's a bit of a disappointment because, you know, when we did the Man City watch along, you know, I did say that there were some improvements that the club, the squad are doing. So they do look like they're genuinely trying, but. Yeah, apparently after the Liverpool game, Fonseca was interviewed, and also Graham Potter was approached before he was approached on Friday, if I remember correctly, before the Man City game, and negotiations were done on Friday, halted, and then have been ongoing since over the rest of this week. Now, in terms of Graham Potter himself, he's 49 years old, so it's nice to see a manager that's older than me still, only by a few years, but he is. He used to be a left back. He's, as we may have you may know, he came through Birmingham's under-18s from July '92 and has played for Stoke. He's played for Southampton. He's played for West Brom amongst many other teams. Before joining Macclesfield on a free in February 2004 and retired at the end of the 2004-05 season in July. Now, he had 47 appearances in the old First Division, which we'd now call League One, in the 92-93 and also from 95-96 season to 99-2000, so no actual Premier League or Championship appearances. He had 44 League Two appearances, scoring 7, and over his entire career he's scored 7 goals over the 91 appearances in the English leagues. So that's not bad in any shape or form for a left back. It's not great, but it's not bad. I mean, it's around about average for a left back, to be honest with you. Now, after retiring, Graham Potter was a technical director for a month in September 2007 in women's football. I've not exactly been able to go into too much length in terms of what that actually was, because it's not really going to be all that relevant. He then became Östersund's manager in Sweden from July 2011 to June 18, overseeing 224 matches in all competitions, winning 109, losing 59 and drawing 56, with a points per game ratio of 1.71. While he was out there, he won the Swedish Cup in the 16-17 season and managed to beat Galatasaray over 2 games in the Europa League as well. So he's got some Europa League experience out there, albeit in with a slightly different squad, etc., etc. He then became Swansea manager pretty much the next day for the 18-19 season, overseeing 51 games in all competitions, including the Championship, winning 21, drawing 11 and losing 19, with an average points per game of 1.45. At Swansea, Potter used 10 different formations at one point, and his team completed the most passes in per 90 in the Championship under his guidance, and also guided Swansea to the highest ever top flight finish of 9th in the Premier League. That's not bad in any shape or form. Then after leaving Swansea, again, the next day, according to the data I've been researching, he became Brighton manager in May 2019 and was there until September 22, overseeing 134 games in all competitions, winning 43, drawing 43, losing 48, with an average points per game of 1.28. During his time there, they went from 27.1 pressures in the final third and 68.1 in the midfield from Houghton's 17-18 final season to 42 in the final third and 60 presses in the midfield by the end of the 21-22 season. So he's got a history of slowly but surely progressing teams into be able to attack more and to be able to defend in midfield a lot better. That's one of the reasons I think why Graham Potter has been identified and as the next West Ham manager. Then again, the next day, he became Chelsea manager in September 22 to April 23, as we know, overseeing 31 games in all competitions, winning 12, drawing 8, losing 11, with an average points per game of 1.42. Now, this is the interesting thing. Overall, his average points per game ratio in terms of his entire managerial career is 1.53. Allardyce, when he took over, said he wanted at some point to get West Ham to be an average of 1.5 points per game. It could happen. I'm not saying it will, but it could happen. Now, Graham Potter holds a UEFA Pro license, and his style of play appears to prefer the 3-4-3 formation. But as we mentioned earlier, he's used multiple formations over his career, centered on ball possession, free-flowing attacking football with a high press to win the game. He seems tactically flexible, again, as we kind of mentioned in the Swansea details, but he's also known to allow players to express themselves and make decisions rightly or wrongly. That's up for debate. He has a good structure of work ethic for attack as well as defending, and seems very, very much on the ball to be one of his very heavy key strengths. Now, as I said, Potter and his backroom staff are at the London Stadium as far as I know as of the time of this recording, and I haven't seen anything come through other than that. No, nothing as yet. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the backroom staff. Obviously, him and Dan Ashworth have got a history of working together at Swansea, and it was at Brighton, I think it was. But it does seem Dan Ashworth's style of working seems to be more improving and making a long-term style of play idea and a long-term ethos as well, for that matter. He does. He seems to be. Sorry, hang on. I should retake it, but we've got so far through this video now. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens over the next few hours. The press conference was due to go ahead for the FA Cup game today, but was cancelled because of what's going on at the moment. So by the time this is up and edited and up on YouTube, I wouldn't be at all surprised, guys, if this is a excuse me, if this is old news, because I wouldn't be at all surprised if Potter is announced by the time this goes up. So hopefully I've been able to give you a bit more information on terms of who Graham Potter is. As I said yesterday, I don't think Potter coming in will fix the problems overnight. It stems back from the Moyes era as well. So it's a lot of the players need to be need to be held accountable for their decision making in terms of what they are and what they're not doing. But I am looking forward to seeing what Graham Potter can do. I know there's a lot of speculation about British managers do better at West Ham than foreign managers do, which is pretty much, yeah, I get the argument behind that. Obviously, with the exception of Bilic, is slightly different, but even then he wasn't with us long enough to be able to make a full blown idea of what was going on there. But as I say, guys, I do genuinely think that any change at the moment needs to be looked at relaxed, and we should not be getting carried away with the fact of Potter if he comes in and is confirmed properly as West Ham manager. I just think we need to take our time and be a little bit more. Just give him some time as well. Don't get carried away. Don't think we're going to finish in Europe by the end of the season. I don't think we can. I do generally think the maximum we'll do is 10th or 11th max. I generally think that. If you don't agree with me, put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you're thinking on it. But guys, thank you very, very much for your time. I'm still going to do the preview for the FA Cup game. That'll probably be up and ready tomorrow now, because I don't like to overload this channel with content unless I absolutely have to, and I don't at the moment. So that will be available tomorrow. So guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you very, very soon. All the best now.